If you haven't subscribed, definitely give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It definitely help me out with my channel. But what I wanted to talk about was the Bulls big as the Beatles. Just imagine, Michael Jordan didn't play basketball for about 20 years, but yet he has the highest paid selling shoe. Most players in the NBA today never even saw him play other than highlights. Having three of the most highly anticipated players like Rodman, Scottie Pippen, and Michael Jordan on the same team. Not to mention players on the bench that could have averaged 20 points a game anywhere else decided to play the role. Fans bringing out their children, sitting out in the rain in front of the hotels and buses for 2 to 3 hours just to get a glimpse of Michael Jordan or Babe Ruth. Here I wanted to highlight how they were the biggest thing in the 1990s, one of the most beloved franchise in any sport, and Michael Jordan. I wanted to highlight Dennis Rodman interview talking about how the team was bigger than life. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the 90s Bulls.
What was that 96 season like?
It was a trip. It was a trip because basically we lost maybe one game or what? A month. One game a month, that's incredible. We go to hotels, you see hundreds of people in the lobbies and stuff like this, wait for us to come in. It was like being like rock stars.
They all want to see Superman, Batman, and Rodman.
Michael's gonna get his 30, Scott's gonna get his 18, 7, 7. I'm gonna get my 16, 17 rebound game, 4 or 5 points. We had a pretty much a good total package.
Chicago Bulls have regained the NBA throne. Chicago is world champions once more. Their 6th NBA championship.
And after 14 years of playing the role of the NBA Rebel, Rodman became an unlikely member.
It happened one weekend in March, starting in New Jersey. The Bulls' nights are electric, lived in the spotlight. But their days look like this, hanging out in hotels. Backup center Bill Wennington has been taking home movies all season of life with the Bulls, such as Thanksgiving dinner in a Salt Lake City hotel.
Thanksgiving on the road, Chicago Bulls. This is what it's like. There you go, Scotty. Scotty, what are you going to eat on this Thanksgiving day, Scotty? Look at that food. Look at that. That's beautiful.
One Saturday in mid-March, he narrates the view of the New Jersey Meadowlands from his hotel room.
Lovely view, New Jersey here in the hotel. Life in the NBA is just grand.
Downstairs, Jordan is in the exercise room. At age 33, he says he's older and wiser. He used to live on junk food, but now eats chicken and pasta. And for the first time in his career, he works out regularly.
As you get older, you lose something. And what you do in working out physically is to try to conserve some of those things that you lose so quickly.
So if you were 100% at your peak, where are you now?
Now I'm maybe about 97, 95. I'm not far off, but I'm pretty close. It's hard for the eye to detect, which is good.
Dennis Rodman has his own way of preparing. In the locker room before the game, he listens to Pearl Jam, appearing to be at peace with the world. But only 10 minutes into the game, the time bomb that's been ticking all season explodes.
Rodman can't believe it.
Rodman is called for a technical foul, and during an argument, headbutts a referee. He is thrown out of the game, but doesn't leave the court quickly or quietly.
Dennis Rodman is irate.
One of the Bulls' stars, Scottie Pippen, is already out with a bad ankle. And now this. For the first time all season, the team is thrown off balance.
You run your 5 up, you get Bill out there, get a couple. Now we got to get a floater.
Jordan realizes he now has 2 jobs, his own and Rodman's. He is all over the court, scoring 37 points and pulling down 16 rebounds. In the end, the Bulls escape with a 2-point victory. Back in the locker room, Rodman is in a talkative mood, perhaps too talkative.
Rod Thorne, David Stern, suspend me, okay? You guys are so big, suspend me.
By the next day, the incident is getting banner headlines on sports pages across the country. The Bulls have an off day in Philadelphia, so we take a ride with Rodman.
Do you think you did anything wrong last night?
I didn't do anything wrong last night. In my honest opinion, I didn't do anything wrong. It's getting too obvious what the league and the referees are doing. They're making me a marked man where any little thing that I do is a problem. And tomorrow people look in the black and white. Oh, he's done it again. He's at it again. What is wrong with that psycho? But they don't understand, though. I'm not crazy. I know exactly what's going on.
On a day when he's under threat of a major suspension, Rodman takes us to a giant indoor amusement park, featuring, appropriately enough, virtual reality games.
This is a little bit of deja vu with last night in New Jersey.
Later, we play a more sedate game of pool, but nothing is ever sedate with Rodman, as when he asked for some scissors to loosen his shirt.
People love to see, they'd love to see me kill myself, wouldn't they?
Back at the hotel, veterans Ron Harper and James Edwards relax, watching college basketball. Edwards shows us some of the problems someone 7'1" has on the road, like trying to sleep in a hotel bed or trying to take a shower.
Well, you kind of got to bend down like that, so. They don't make hotels for 7'1" guys. Usually guys your height.
But there's no laughing the next afternoon when the NBA announces its verdict.
One of pro basketball's most volatile players has been penalized for his behavior.
Rodman is suspended 6 games. A combination of fine and suspension will cost him more than $200,000. It's the third stiffest fine to that point in NBA history, and it may also cost the Bulls their opportunity to win 70 games.
In a few minutes, the Bulls will play the lowly Philadelphia 76ers, a game that under normal circumstances would be considered easy. But with Pippen injured and Rodman now suspended, there will be no easy game, which means the burden falls even more heavily than usual on Michael Jordan.
Jordan's shot from the outside is off, but stars somehow find a way. He starts slashing to the basket, scoring 38. The Bulls win their 58th game of the season. Close to midnight, the team piles into its bus heading for the airport. The Zen Master coach reviews a surprisingly tough road trip.
The last week or so, I've been seeing Dennis getting a little more irritated in his behavior, and I don't know whether it's the time of the season or just, you know, the stage of the month. Who knows?
Are you really this unflappable, or are you just a hell of an actor?
Well, I think it's an outward thing. You know, there's an inward too. You know, that sometimes I get caught up in my breath, and you know, I'm clenching up here in the shoulders, and you know, that's why I got these shoulders probably in the first place. But
the players finally have a chance to relax on their private jet, which for these road warriors is a kind of home. It's more like a cruise ship than an airplane. Up front, the players settle into oversized seats. Dennis Rodman, of all people, is in charge of the in-flight entertainment. John Sally, who's played 10 years on 4 teams, says the Bulls are different.
So, John, is this the way all teams travel in the NBA?
He says so. This is living.
The middle cabin looks like a living room, and the food they serve is not your standard airline chow.
Chicken.
In the back are small compartments. In one, assistant coaches Jim Clemens and John Paxson are already analyzing tapes of the game that just ended.
If we were home, we'd watch it the next morning. But, you know, we turn around and play Sacramento tomorrow night, so we have to, tomorrow we'll get in and we'll work on that.
But the real action is in another compartment. Michael Jordan holds court, running his fiercely fought game of 5-card gin rummy.
Is this a regular game, the 4 of you?
This is like a ritual.
And who wins?
It varies. Nobody wins dominantly. This is my way of giving some of my money back. This is the way Jack get paid.
While he relaxes, Jordan is hooked up to an electric stimulator to help his sore knee.
It stimulates the muscles so that the blood could flow easily to the tendonitis of my knee.
And it really makes a difference.
It really does. Recovery time is, I'll be ready tomorrow.
Tomorrow is another game at home in the grinding 6-month season. The Bulls head back to Chicago on board Champion Air. Finally, last night, the Bulls broke the record.
There it is, 70 wins on the season.
With their usual sense of theater, the Big Three found one another in the crowd. But the record won't mean much unless the Bulls go on to win their 4th championship. And while the team seems to hold a winning hand, there is one wild card in the deck.
You going to do anything to hurt this team in the playoffs?
No, not at all.
So what's your goal in the playoffs this year?
To do what I always do, play hard and be Dennis Rodman.
Will this team win the championship?
Yeah, they've done everything right. They've accomplished what's supposed to be right. They're a group that likes each other. They're a giving, sharing group. They have good leadership. So I see no reason why we won't win a championship.
After the weeks we spent with the Bulls, watching Jackson's almost mystical leadership and Jordan's remarkable will to win, we wouldn't bet against them. The Bulls may be defeated, but they won't self-destruct. We keep thinking back to a poem that Phil Jackson likes to read to his team. It's Rudyard Kipling's Law of the Jungle.
As a creeper that girdles a tree trunk, the law runneth forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack.
If you love the 90s and got a chance to experience this dynasty, definitely leave a comment below and like. I would like to see what you think and how your experience was. Until then, see you on the next video.